Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I hope you all have had a fantastic weekend and some good times. Guys, for today's video we are going to jump on Bleacher Report, and they just released an article written by Grant Hughes a couple of days ago called Every NBA Team's Biggest X Factor for 2024-2025 season. So I'm very excited to see what he thinks about the X Factors. I definitely have some players in mind. Even last year I made a little series where I went to all the X Factors from every team to, in my opinion, by the divisions. So that was a lot of fun. I put a lot of work into that. So if you want to check that out, it's still on my channel. And yeah, let's just jump right into this article. And guys, if you do enjoy my video, I would really appreciate if you could leave a like, subscribe to my channel. Show me some love because it's very much appreciated. It means a lot to me. Alright guys, so let's see. Atlanta Hawks, Jalen Johnson. So the Hawks of course are in an interesting spot. They are, I think, going towards a rebuild. But they still have also Trae Young, Clint Capella, Okongwu, Bogdanovic. Some interesting players who, if they really want to go to a deep rebuild, is still are going to move away. But one player who is going to stay is definitely Jalen Johnson. He looked very good last year. He was actually my runner-up for most improved player. I really like his athleticism. He can shoot the three a little bit, like 35% from deep, and 3.6 assists. So very good player, very solid player, and I think he's going to have a great career. Yeah, like the X Factor definitely fits him because, like, we all know what Trae Young brings to the team. We all know what Clint and Okongwu and Bogdanovic, and Jalen Johnson still has a lot of potential. What is his role going to be? Is he going to be like a number 2 option for a very good team where he can do a little bit of everything, like shoot the three, make some plays? Like we will see. But very exciting young prospect. I'm very hyped about him. I definitely have his stocks, and I just love watching him. He's one of my favorite players actually. Also only 22 years of age, and now with DeJounte Murray gone, I think he's going to see a lot more minutes. And like I said, the Hawks are probably not done making moves. So, but I think he's untouchable. I don't see them moving him. All right, so Boston Celtics, Xavier Tillman. Tillman was an interesting pickup at the trade deadline. I think he did some good stuff in Memphis as a backup center slash power forward. And yeah, it makes a lot of sense, him going to the Celtics, because that was the one position they definitely needed some help. Because yeah, Kristaps of course is always hurt, and Luke Cornett, yeah, sometimes he's good, sometimes he's not so good. So yeah, Tillman is definitely interesting because Al Horford also getting older and older, and is probably going to get less minutes, and then Tillman is going to have some minutes, So I'm not even mad at it, Like give him some chances, So he has like 3.7 long range tries per 36 minutes, and yeah, 28% hit rate. Like you wish he could improve there a little bit, but he still does the basics things like rebounding and going to the rim. He still does very well, and his experience, a big body, And like I said, like Derek White is also an X factor, or Porzingis actually, because like he brings something to the team which nobody else can bring, right? With his length and shooting abilities. So yeah, but I'm not mad at Tillman, but I would choose like Porzingis or White as an X factor, because Tillman is probably at some points not even going to get minutes. All right, next one up, Brooklyn Nets, Noah Clowney. Of course, the Nets are officially going into a rebuild now. That's exactly what they should have done. They got their own picks back, which is actually very underrated. Nobody really talked about it because it happened just after the Mikal Bridges trade, but it's going to be huge, And Noah Clowney as a power forward is probably going to start. I don't know, they probably will still move DFS and Cam Johnson most likely to better teams and try to get some draft capital. But Noah Clowney is going to stay, and he's like the starting power forward for me for the future, or at least for this year, and then we will see what he can really do in this league. But yeah, like he's only 19 years old. He's skinny, so he needs to work a little bit of on his muscles, in my opinion. But yeah, I've not watched a lot of Brooklyn Nets games last year. I'm not going to lie, but yeah, Darren Sharp, Noah Clowney, give them a lot of minutes and just see what they can bring you, right? All right, so let's see. Yeah, Trey Mann, Charlotte Hornets, definitely an X factor because if he gets hot, he gets really hot. Very fun player to watch. I always enjoyed watching him with the Thunders, but then he kind of fell out of the rotation because they're such a deep team, right? And yeah, so very good player. I really like him. Very skilled basketball player. Needs to work on his defense. But if he gets hot, he gets really hot. Kind of a Cam Thomas player, That's what he reminds me of from the Brooklyn Nets, and definitely needs to work on his defense. And with the Hornets, it just makes a lot of sense. I really like that trade with Gordon Hayward, bringing him back, and Micic. I'm not sure if Micic is still on the team, but yeah, Trey Mann is going to stay. 12 points, 5 assists, 4.5 rebounds. I mean, 36% from three. Still very young. How old is he? Like, he must be like 21. What does it say? Yeah, I can't see it, but I think he's like 21, 22 years old of age, so still has good potential. LaMelo Ball is always hurt, unfortunately, so he's going to get minutes if he stays healthy. Very fun player to watch. And Chicago Bulls, Josh Giddey, yes, yes, yes. Of course, after the trade with Alex Caruso, Giddey coming to Chicago, he should be the clear point guard. I hope the Bulls really trusting him. I want to see the full potential of Josh Giddey. We watched him the first year when he came into the NBA, and even the second, and we were all so hyped about it. Like him and Shea in the back court. Like we were so hyped. And then all of the say off-court stuff happened, which of course I'm not going to go into it, but it kind of seems that he didn't really do anything wrong, and his name is just kind of ruined now. He just kind of fell out of love in Oklahoma, although the players really loved him. Like Chet Holmgren just had an interview with Paul George on his podcast and says he was really hurt when Giddey had to go. And yeah, I'm so happy, I'm so excited. I'm going to watch a lot of Bulls games this season because I want to see him together with Patrick Williams. Hopefully Lonzo Ball coming back at some point, but I hope they start him at point guard and just let him run the show. He's such a good rebounder for his position. He can assist well. He's a good scorer, So 12 points, 6.4 rebounds, and almost 5 assists. And like I said, it's been down this year or last year because Chet Holmgren came into the rotation. Of course, he sat out the other year before that, and he came into the rotation. Of course, he's going to take away some shots from you, so that's why his scoring is down. For me, he got a little bit too much criticism there because, like I said, for me it was just obvious, like Chet Holmgren coming in, he's going to touch the ball a lot, he's going to shoot the ball a lot, so somebody has to cut down his points, and it was Giddey. But I still have a lot of hope for him. So Cleveland Cavaliers, Darius Garland, yeah, don't mind that, but is he an X factor? I don't know, like he of course was an all-star a couple of years ago, so if he can get back to that form, definitely an X factor. But we kind of know what he brings to the game now. A solid point guard in him and Mitchell. Are they going to stay together? There's always been some rumors. We will see that, but it looks like he's going to stay. And yeah, I can't say much about him because everybody knows him, and yeah, it's just going to be interesting where the Cavs end up this year. Dallas Mavericks, Klay Thompson, definitely an X factor because him coming in. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. It's going to be so interesting how he fits the team. Like on paper, it looks so good. Like Kyrie, Luka, Klay, Lively. I mean, come on, man. You're just going to love that team. And he's still got the he's still a great shooter, and I think this system with those other two guys, especially, and actually Lively also being a very good passer, it's going to be really nice for him. He's going to get a lot of open shots, and I think we are going to see a good Klay Thompson in Dallas. So I'm very happy, very excited to see him. It's kind of weird to see him, of course, in a new uniform. But you know, I kind of give him respect. You know, sometimes it's hard to leave like a situation where you're loved so much and everybody respects you, and then you go into a new team, you have to prove yourself again. It's obviously not his team, and so yeah, you know, I give him credit for that. Next team up, Christian Braun, Denver Nuggets, of course. Like, wow, look at him, man, look at this, he's like stacked, man, oh my goodness. Anyway, like, he's strong. Like, those shoulders are huge, man. What an athlete. But of course, KCP leaving the Nuggets and the bench just getting worse and worse year after year. They are really like relying on Christian Braun. It's going to be the season where it says what kind of future he has in this league. Is he going to be a starter? Is he going to be a role player, a rotational player? We will see at the end of this year. And yeah, for me, I love him. I love his energy. He's so energetic. And man, this guy could almost be a bodybuilder, man. Crazy, crazy gains, man. Yeah, I'm kind of irritated by the picture. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be very interesting. But we definitely need him. He needs to work on his 3-point shooting. Of course, the defense is fine. And yeah, just need a little bit more assists from him as well, and just really taking some responsibilities from KCP over. You know, he had the chance to learn from KCP, and now he really has to show us and show the world what he can do, and it's going to be exciting, you know. Detroit Piston, Ausar Thompson, my favorite team. I don't know, man. I also think like Tobias Harris could be an X factor. Ausar Thompson, or Ron Holland actually, but with Ausar, we all know what he brings to the team. Great defender, great rebounder. We love that, but a terrible shooter from three. If he could work on that, he would be a perfect 3-and-D type of player. And yeah, year 2 going to be interesting what he's going to bring to the table. Let's see if he can improve the shooting, and then he should be fine. But yeah, I see another tough year for my Pistons, not going to lie. Golden State Warriors, Jonathan Kuminga, I love the pick because he is like the X factor on this team, definitely. Is he going to be what we all see in him and what he has shown us sometimes? Can he bring it on 82 games in a regular season, and then some more games in the playoffs? Can he be like the number 2 guy on a team? Like Klay Thompson left now, and it's obviously Steph, and then I see Kuminga before Wiggins and the other guys. So yeah, it's going to tell us what his role is going to be. Kind of like Christian Braun. Is he going to be a number 2 guy on a championship team, or is he going to be a max player? We will see. All right, next guy up, Houston. Jabari Smith Jr. So the Rockets really like what Jabari did in the offseason. I've seen some interviews and some workouts from him, and he looks very solid, but it's always different in a real game, of course. But you know, like, he struggled a little bit since his rookie year. He's just a good defender. I think we, as fans, we need to understand that he's not an offensive-minded player. He's always going to be focusing more on the defense. And if we understand that, he's still a very good player. He needs to work on his 3. He is at, he actually 36%. So it's not that bad. Actually, I thought it's down, more down, but 36% from 3 is fine. But like I said, he's also a great defender, and he really needs to figure out his spot next to Şengün, because it looks like Şengün is going to be their number 1 guy going into the future. So he's not going to be like averaging like 20 points or anything crazy like that, but like 15, 14 points, good rebounding numbers as well, some blocks, and you're going to be fine. Andrew Nembhard from the Indiana Pacers, very exciting. He just got a 3-year, $59 million extension. of course, great defender. I watched him a lot, and I watched him very closely when he guarded Jalen Brunson, and he did a great job. He really got into his nerves, and yeah, very exciting player. Always kind of a defensive first. He also, it's important that he can get some good assists. So he had like 5.5 assists last year. I think he should try to match that, and almost 15 points. So those are really good numbers. 56, 48, 77 shooting split in 17 playoff games. So that's not bad at all. And yeah, like I said, Mathurin is going to come back, so that's going to be interesting. It's probably going to take some time away from Nembhard, but it's going to be interesting. Alright, let's go through one more player, and then I'm going to talk about the other players in part number 2, which you will see in a couple of days uploaded here. So Los Angeles Clippers, Kris Dunn. I don't know why you would call him an X Factor. Like, I'm a Kris Dunn fan. I really watched a lot of Utah games last year because I think the team is fun. And of course I watched him. I was so happy to see him back in the league. I think he signed a 10-day contract or something. And then yeah, he just really played well, and then he was giving out a whole contract, and now he signed with the Los Angeles Clippers, I think a 8 million contract, so very happy for him. He really showed the world that he's still a good NBA player, great defender. I like him a lot, but I don't think you should call him an X Factor because his role is not going to be that big, so I would rather call like a is Brandon Boston still there, or like even Bones Highland, who was I thinking, Trey Mann, and somebody I just forgot now, Kevin Porter Jr. maybe, but Kris Dunn, I don't know, I don't think he's an X Factor, but still a very good player. Oh wow, he earned actually a 3-year 17 million contract, so I'm very happy for that. Alright guys, so that's it for the first 13 teams, and I'm going to make another video and we will go through the other teams, X Factor player, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did so, I would really appreciate if you could leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you at the next one. I love you guys, and